should come back, bro.
Well, yeah, for sure, man. I would love to. You know, I want to see this grow. I want to see Arham's podcast grow, and I want to see people grow as a whole, and I want to see students grow, and that's where our sponsor for this video comes in. Get your students to grow at your own house through Move Tutor. Move Tutor, we bring the tutor to you, and whether it's online or in person, we bring the best tutors in the Durham region or the Scarborough areas to you. And from grades 1 to 12 in math, English, or science, Move Tutor will, our philosophy is to make your child thrive at the best place that they can be, and which is the home, which is the happiest place that they can be in. So choose Move Tutor, choose a good future for your child. We're happy to help. And Arham's brother and I, we've been in the teaching field for close to 6-7 years, and we're just happy to launch this new company called Move Tutor. We're here to help. Right, Arham?
Yes, sir. That's our first sponsorship on Soni podcast. But no, actually, it's a really good business. I really struggle at math. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a math guy. I'm an English guy. But my brother and him helped me a lot. I got a 95 right now. I got a 95, and I got
testimonials.
I got into my unis. So if you want to do
congratulations.
Thank you. If you want to do the same, go to Move Tutor. Alright, guys. Soni Podcast, Conversations on Life and Combat, episode 7. This is a really important episode. Really, really big guest here. I'm here with a really, really talented guy. I'm here with a film director, a film composer, and a musician. I'm introducing a very talented guy, Dinitha.
Thank you for having me, Arham.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. It's cold, so I'm wearing a jacket and my scarf. You're
looking good though, bro.
Thanks, bro. I gotta maintain the look. You know what I mean? Maintain the director fit.
Have you been seeing the podcast?
I have, yeah. Recent guest. I've known very well for the past 10 years or so, which inspired me and gave me hope that okay, you know what, I can accept this invitation from Arham and see what this is all about. But yeah, very, very, very pleased to be here. Very, very excited to talk to you about your topics and share my insight.
But yeah, this is a big episode. Out of all the episodes, you're probably the biggest star or the biggest guy. You have some short films out too, right? And a new one coming out.
Yes.
Do you want me to introduce it or
you can go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
July 27th, your new film, Midnight Boulevard. I saw the trailer. It's fire. Hold on, I'm gonna show it right now.
This is Susie Turner from Dalloway Tonight. Bodies continue to pile up as the police are scouring for clues to stop the killer on the loose. The police are now suspecting that this may have been a robbery gone wrong.
There was no robbery gone wrong. What makes you say that?
Sully, I got us a new job. It'll be just like the others. 5-minute window. Simple in and out.
What's the plan?
The one we're after belonged to none other than the late Mr. Ravel. Old man left behind a fortune to his missus.
There she is.
When do I get into this in the first place?
You gotta stop worrying about me, Sully.
By this time next week, we heading off someplace new. Get in, get out. That's the job.
But yeah, man, it's a fire trailer. It actually looks good compared to other work that I've seen. Even the trailer, it looks professional. It looks like a proper movie. And congratulations on it, bro. You have anything to share about that?
Well, first of all, thank you for your kind words, and July 27th will be our first, and unfortunately, probably the only public screening that we're going to be doing of the film. We did a private screening for special guests and the cast and crew last year, and it went really well. It was nice to see the movie on the big screen. And Aram, I hope you can make it for the screening
100%.
on the 27th. And
I'm there.
follow our Instagram page at Midnight Boulevard Film. So it's Midnight BLVD Film, where you can get the tickets and see more information about the film. The film, bro, like it's been a journey, and it was in the works for 3 years. So 3 years of my life, and a lot of people's other lives too, and went into it. And we started pre-production when I wrote the script back in 2022. And this was a film that I started making in 2022 with a small crew, as I have always done with my other 2 short films, which is just me, the actors, and maybe one other guy on set, which is nothing compared to actual productions. And so I said, yeah, you know what? Let's put 2 more guys there and give it a shot. But I was ignorant, and I wasn't ready for the scope of the film. As you can see in the trailer, the film isn't small. It's not like it doesn't happen in a couple of rooms. It happens in multiple locations. There's streets, and there's robberies, and there's mansions, and there's killers, and blondes, and fast cars, and all these extravagant things. And it's very much just a big thriller, right? So I wasn't ready for it, and we had to shut the production down because I wasn't able to go through with the production. We didn't have the resources, the money, the people, and COVID hit. I got COVID, my family got COVID, so we shut it down. Oh. But then we brought it back up in 2023, and now we're here, 2024, we showed the film on the big screen in a theater. And on July 27, 2025, the audience will get to see the film in Dolby Atmos, so the highest possible resolution for sound. Oh. So we're doing the mixing right now at UFT. So it'll be an immersive experience for this film. And then this is just a stepping stone for another project in the future. So thank you, Aram. Thank you for the shout out. Hopefully you and everyone else can make it to the screening. Yeah.
Of course, all the best with your project.
Thank you, man.
It's gonna be a big hit. It's gonna be an amazing film.
Thank you.
Just like your previous ones. And now I want to ask you about the director career field in general. Like, would you recommend the next generation, like people my age, like who want, like if someone's my age who wants to be a director, would you recommend being a director, or how would you like what advice would you give to someone who wants to be a director?
It's a good question. Well, first of all, we gotta say that I'm still very new to the industry and my journey as a filmmaker. And this was my first feature length production that I've done. And I'm hoping to, do more. And honestly, directing, it came to me not as like my first choice, even in the arts. So arts wasn't even my first choice to begin with, because we're South Asian, and we're not trained to say, oh, you know what, I want to be a composer when I grow up. Nobody does that. Nobody says that. If you do, then you're crazy, which I am. And so my first passion that really drew me was music. Music, and I played guitar in high school. I was in the guitar club. I led the guitar club, played in the jazz band, and I went to UTSC to do life sciences. But then on the side, I did a double major in music and culture. And that's when I really loved watching movies. I started watching a lot of movies. I went on IMDb Top 250. Any filmmaker should know, the Top 250 is where you start. And then after watching movies, I was like, man, like I would really love to score the musical score for a film. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't getting any work, right? Like, how would you? I don't even know any filmmakers. And the friends I knew from like social media and stuff weren't doing like original films that I really liked. So I was like, you know what? Let me make a film for myself, so that I can score, right? So that's really where it started. Like I made movies that I loved watching and loved scoring as a composer, and that led to me to realize like, wow, okay, you know what, this is actually fun. Like I love telling stories this way, and I love just the art form itself, and I dabbled with the idea of like, should I do just film composing or directing? Like, can I juggle both? But you know what, there's not a lot of examples of people who do both. There are a few, but you don't have to follow anyone. So you can follow your own path. You can be the guy who does both the score and the film, and maybe that's just me. So I try to look at it as like a bigger umbrella of like, it's just my art, whatever project that I do is just my work. And whether I do the directing part of it, writing, or the scoring, it's me. And as advice, it's not something you choose to do. You don't like really pick being a director. You just it'll come out of the love for movies. That's what I have to say.
So you're passionate about it. Like, that's your passion.
Absolutely, man. It's the only way. You to me, art isn't something that you do for money or for being famous or for the status or whatever. It's purely because you literally can't do anything else. If you can do anything else, you'll be very unhappy, right? If I hadn't made Midnight Boulevard, I'd be very unhappy as a human, and it's literally just letting yourself out there and the struggles or the emotions that you have built up inside through your art, right? So that's what a true artist is for me, is someone that has no other option but to do it, right? So there's no I don't have any advice to say, yeah, you should be a director. You'll just know, it'll just whisper, and one day you'll know. You're like, okay, yeah, you know what, this is what I want to do, and that's what you should do. Okay, follow your dreams.
Okay, so going off that topic, right? Let me give you a situation, right? You're so passionate about your work, and that's amazing. I feel like that's what ideally you should be, right? Because work to you doesn't seem like, oh, I have to go to work now, right? Like, you're passionate and you find it fun. So let me give you a situation, right? You have a job. You're getting paid $1 million a year. 9 to 5 every single day. You get 1 day off. You get 2 weeks vacation pay. You have to do it for the rest of your life. But you get paid $1 million a year. All you have to do is pick up a box from here, put it here, put it here. That's it. All you have to do. Every single day. You get paid $1 million a year. What'd you do?
So, I work 9 to 5?
9 to 5. Every single day.
Every single day.
Except for Sunday.
Except for Sunday. So I get a Sunday off, and I get 2 week vacation paid. Here's the thing. We gotta think logically here, I would say, because one thing is, filmmaking isn't something that, again, number one thing, you should not do it for the money. The money will come later if it's the right time, but you're not doing it to get money. That is the wrong reason to do it. Because if you're expecting that success out of the work, then you're not going to get it. In my opinion, I don't think that, if you do something truly earnest to yourself, it will be, the return will come in other forms. Maybe it's a collaborator. Maybe it's another project. Maybe it's an opportunity to do another film. There's a famous quote by a director which says, we make money from movies to make more movies, right? So in this case, if I get a job 9 to 5 that pays $1 million a year, and all I have to do is this, it'll be pretty boring, I'll have to do that, but I would do it because it would help me fuel the, fund the projects that I want to do, $1 million,
But you have to do it for the rest of your life. You can't quit it.
Oh, I can't quit.
Yeah,
I missed that part. I think I missed that part.
Until 65. Well, because everyone would do that, right? Everyone would just work for maybe like 10 years, take the money.
Yeah.
You don't even need to work another day in your life.
Oh, for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Until
65.
I can't.
Until 65.
I can't. Yeah. I can't.
But you have the rest of the day after 9 to 5.
No, I can't.
No.
It's
all
not
that money.
No.
No.
I'm gonna have to say no because I'm dabbling with the idea of like doing a job. Like once we're done with school, you have to find a way to keep your passions funded and times are tough for everyone, and the economy is not easy. So in that sense, but it's not a you got to remember, you got to always remember that this is not the stop that you're meant to do, right? This is not what you were meant to do. This is not what you're meant. This is not why I'm here.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not meant to lift
Put the
that's
box
not my
here.
purpose in
Exactly.
life, right?
So yeah, with that I disagree, and yeah, I would decline the offer of a wonderful $1 million a year.
I
But
asked all my friends, but they said they'll do it for the money. But like, then what are you gonna do with the money, right?
exactly.
If you have all the money, like, you're gonna chill,
Yeah.
relax. How long are you gonna relax for? Like a month,
Yeah,
6
yeah.
months, and a year.
Yeah.
Eventually, you're gonna want to do something, right?
Yeah.
And what do you do at that point? You should make that your career,
Mhm.
because you'll do that even if you have everything, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's like, my brother actually told me about this, but that's something like I agree with a lot. You know, like, I would never do that either, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not meant to do something like that. Like,
Right.
I wanna be a detective, right?
Nice.
I'm doing a criminology degree, and yeah, like, I love the idea of, like, every day is a new day. You
Mhm.
get to see different things every single day, and you know, like, there's so much new stuff and so many new experiences, and you know, like, I just find that super
Yeah, yeah.
sick. You know, that's my passion. And even if I get paid less, I'm fine with that, right?
Yeah.
Like, if I make 60, I mean, that's still a lot, right? But if I still make 60,000 a year, I'm not gonna go out buying $1 million house, right? Because I don't find happiness in that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need that, right? I need, like, this is what I find happiness in. I would consider the person who is more happy, more successful, right? So, leading off to that, what do you think success is, man?
Wow.
That's the iconic Soni podcast question.
Really?
Every guest, what is
Every
success?
guess. What is success to me? I think, again, this is something that I've dabbled with a lot. Is success the money that you get from a project? Is success the awards that you get from a project? For me, in these days, I think if we're talking artistically, it's one of the things is that if you collaborate with someone, which I think you should always collaborate with. Music can be very a lonely thing that you can do on your own, and you can do it on your own. You can be a bedroom producer and create a whole orchestral piece on your own in a laptop. But filmmaking is not that. Filmmaking is not an individual thing. It's you need an army, you need a team that believes in you, and for me, if the team decides that, yeah, you know what, when the phone rings from Dinitha, from me, again, they're there to go with me on that journey again, then that's a success. You know, that project was a success. I think it's the people that matters to me the most. It's the people that, you know, and you can make the greatest film of all time, but if your collaborators are not going to talk good about you as a person, and the collaboration, they don't look back at it as a positive thing, then I don't think, you know, no matter how good the film is, it really doesn't speak good about you, right? And the other thing is, when you create a piece of music or a film,
Subjective.
Huh?
It's subjective. Like, it could be good to me, but not to you, right?
Yeah, what matters is that it's good to you, right? Whatever, like, if I make it,
But it doesn't affect you if no one likes it.
it shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't. If you truly, and this is not to say that you're gonna reject every single criticism that you get for the movie. You're not gonna say, oh, you know what, I like it, bro. I like this shot. I like that shot. I like this. I like that score. You know, everybody can, you know, shut up because this is what I wanted to make. No, it's an idea within the core of you to see, like, you know what, I had a vision. This was the best I could do with what I knew, with what I had. And by creating that piece of art, you sort of put yourself out there, and you could always look back at that film or the project and say, that was me when I made that. You know, obviously you look back and say, you know what, I could have done this better. Even with Midnight, you know, if I rewatch it, I'm gonna say, okay, that shot is a little too long. I could have done this. I could have written this. Yeah, but that was me when I made it, 2023, right?
It's
so
legacy.
it's my legacy, yeah.
That's your legacy.
Right? And the other thing is, the word legacy is the fact that before I made that film, it didn't exist. You know, really think about it. It did not exist. Now it exists, an actual film, you know. So I could die, but that will exist, you know. So I find that really powerful. That you know,
I've thought of that too, like my podcast.
your podcast, yeah, man. You know, it's out there, right? The podcast is out there, right? So creation is a very very beautiful thing, you know, and a lot of people don't understand how personal it can be and how rigorous it can be and how transformative it can be for the artist and also the people who watch it, right? And that's what the people who watch it and admire it or criticize it are the ones who keep it alive and therefore keeps the artist alive, right? So yeah, success, that's it. Number one, people you work with gotta cherish the memories that they have of you. It's a teamwork. It's about touching the lives of the people that work with you because it's not an individual thing. Art is not that. Number two is, you know, it's got to be a piece of you, truly you, and it's an inner feeling where you just know, okay, you know what, the project is done. It's out there. I made it. We made it, and it's done. And yeah, that's the success. That's the most success you can achieve is that inner feeling of like, you know what, it's done. I made it, and I'm happy with it.
So that's your definition of success.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's say you made your film.
Yeah.
But in life you're not happy.
Right.
Right? Like let's say I made an episode, but I wasn't happy. Like I'm genuinely not happy. There's a lot going on. Am I still successful? Like how can you be successful without being happy?
I think if those things that I mentioned you know happens, I would be happy.
There's no you cannot be happy. Like let's say you went through all that, but you weren't happy. That's not possible. Is that not? I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's possible, right?
Like that I could not, that I won't be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Then that's not the definition. So, but do you consider that successful? Like let's say in that situation, let's say a hypothetical situation, you made your film, you weren't happy, right? Are you still successful?
Why am I not happy? So it depends on what.
No, would you still consider that successful?
No, but what am I not happy about?
In life, you're just not a happy person.
About what though? Like there's got to be a problem.
Like, are you happy right now?
Am I happy right now?
Are you happy right now?
I think I'm the most happiest I've been in my life right now. It's been a great year. 2024 was a great year. Obviously, there's ups and downs, but I'm just lucky to have a lot of great people around my life right now. You know, great friends, and you know, great collaborators, great projects, and I just, you know, there's ups and downs again. But I think I'm very fortunate to be in the place that I am right now. And again, this is not success that comes from money, right? Financially, things could be a lot better for everyone, right?
Yeah.
So for me, it's the, you know, that's why I think I'm happy. Even yeah. So
are you successful?
I would consider this to be successful. Yeah.
Really?
If I'm happy right now, that's the success that you can get.
So
obviously, you could always want more. I thought about that too. Like
you're always chasing.
You're always chasing something. You know. First, you would be like, oh, you know what? I want to get into this B tier festival. And then you say, you know what? I got into that. I want to get into TIFF. You get into TIFF, and you say, you know what? I want to get into Cannes, the biggest festival in the world. You get into Cannes, and you can say, oh no, I need that Oscar, bro. You get the Oscar. You say, you know what? Now I need the Grammy too. Then what?
Yeah. So you'll never be satisfied.
What's that? If you're gonna chase that success, materialistic success, you're never gonna be satisfied. It's got to be.
If anyone asks you right now, like let's say another director comes up to you and asks you, "Are you successful?" You're gonna say, "Yeah, I'm successful." Realistically, you're gonna say that.
It's a good question. Well, it depends on if for his definition of success would be different, right?
Yeah.
So for me, with where I am right now, like let's say I die right now, right? Yeah. I die in 2024 or 2025, right? Happy New Year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'd be happy, bro. I'd be happy with what I've done. I think with what I had and the people around me and the resources and what I knew at the time, I've maxed out on what I was able to do artistically. Mm-hmm. You know, I'd die happy right now, and I'd die happy because I chose what I had.
So you die successful.
I would die successful, 100%, 100%.
Okay.
Success might be different in 5-10 years. You know, I'd be at a different place. Right, so that's a difference. But as of now, you know, I think I would say I would say successful is the word.
Successful.
I'm successful.
Bro, I try to say that, but I can't, bro. Like, I'm happy, but I'm not successful. Like, if someone asks me, are you successful? I have so much more to do in life, right?
You always have, bro. You always will have so much more to do. Like I would have, I was really touched by the speech by Matthew McConaughey during his Oscar win, and he said, "My hero is always 5 years from me." You know, I'm not chasing I'm not chasing Matthew McConaughey. I'm not chasing Hans Zimmer or like Christopher Nolan or someone.
Yeah.
It's not me. My hero is just me. But 5 years from now, where am I 5 years from now? I'm not saying I'm gonna have an Oscar or whatever. I'm talking about life,
That's
friends.
cool. That's
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So I'm never gonna catch up to that hero. Just like Matthew said, like you're not gonna catch up to your hero because he's always 5 years ahead of you. He's always 5 years ahead of you. Even if you're at 65, there's a guy at 70 waiting for you, right? So you're always chasing that. So in that sense, think about what you've achieved as of now, man. Don't think about like, okay, I gotta be a detective, I gotta solve this case, I gotta be this, I gotta do this. Oh my god, like I'm not successful, not yet. Once you get there, you'll always have something to chase. Another 10 years, another goal. You'll
People
never
say that, but I don't think so. I think I'm at a point where like, if I just get a certain amount of things, like literally like a job, a family, that's all I want. I would consider
then
that.
you'll want kids, and then you want to see,
That's the family.
and then you want to see the kids do something else, right? You want to see the kids be a doctor or whatever, or like follow their dreams and see them successful. There's always something, man.
But at that point, I can say without anything, I'm successful.
Well, are you successful for the age you are? From what you've done as of now?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Then there you go. There you go. That's not to say that you're gonna, pat yourself in the back and stop what you're doing. No. You got like 5 more years left. You got like a lot more to do. Even me, man. Like I'm 25. Again, a family, a house, a job, another film. Maybe get into a big festival. Those are goals, but those aren't measures of success because you'll never be. I think that you'll never be satisfied with that level of success. You're always chasing something. You'll always chase something
So
that.
you can openly say I'm successful.
You're goddamn right. Goddamn right.
That's.
I would say, man. I would say I'm proud of myself. I'm happy. I'm successful in what I did, what I have done as of now. And there's always it boggles my mind to see how much I have to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
How much is there left to accomplish?
Yeah.
Learn filmmaking, learn music theory, learn composing, all that stuff. But that does not mean that I'm unsuccessful right now. And it's tough, bro. Because you're comparing yourself every single day. You're scrolling. You're saying, "Damn, this guy's like 22. He made 2 feature films, but like I've only made 1." But like, no, has he done a score to his own film? No. Has he completed is he completing a master's at UFT? No. Is he in the same financial situation as I am and still doing the work? No. He's not me. For the person that I am the person that I'm as successful as I can be, bro.
That's cool.
And you are too. That's the thing. That's not to say that you're not gonna pursue the next step in your life. You have to. You gotta keep wanting more in terms of like I can't. My heroes in 5 years. I wanna be at this place. Then you work towards that. But if you keep criticizing yourself,
Yeah. No, I'm not at the point where I criticize myself. It's just I still want to do so much. Right. I'm not like, okay, if someone asks me at my age, am I successful? 100%. But like in general success, I don't think so.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's the thing though. What is in general success?
Yeah.
Right? That's the thing.
Yeah,
so if
for me it's happiness, but I am happy, but
there you go, bro. Happiness is around you, but you got a family. This is your family. You got a family. You might not have the job, but you have a job. That's the thing. It comes from wanting more. So you gotta try to suppress that, down. But I think again, just so that everyone doesn't misunderstand, it's not to say that you don't have to have goals. Everyone does. I do. Like, bro, I'm writing a new script. Like, we're always trying to work, and it doesn't work sometimes. You scrap it. You write again. Like, if I'm successful, yeah, you know what? I'm 25. I'm successful. I'm not gonna stop. I'm successful for now, but you got to keep that up. and be proud of what you did. You know. So I'm not saying I've been at this mindset for a long time. It's been a struggle. Even my best friend Brandon, who is like the editor and the colorist, my long-term collaborator. Shout out to Brandon. Even him, like we both wish that we were at different places. But I think we should both be proud of ourselves and say, you know what, for now we are successful, but we got more to do. We got a lot more work to do, right?
Next question I have for you is, you know how earlier you're talking about critics, right? How critics like paying attention to them, right? So you're saying don't just go around thinking like, oh, I don't need to listen to that guy, I don't need to listen to that guy. So at what point do you consider a critic? You know, like if he's always talking negative about you, right? Will you listen to that? Or like how do you how do I even word this? How do you react to that? How do you react to critics?
Good question, man. Honestly, this film was my first time facing critics at like a pretty high level of. So I showed the movie in 2 different premieres. The first one was in Canada, which was our private screening. So we had like professors and my friends, like your brother and high school friends and the cast and crew and their families, and the response was overwhelmingly positive. Yeah. Overwhelmingly positive. There were certain things that didn't quite hit, but overall it was it was seen as like, oh damn, that was way better than what we expected for the budget that we had. It turned out to be like a real movie. You know what I mean? Like it felt like these guys really tried with the film. But then we took it back to I went to Sri Lanka a few days later, and I spent 2 months there, and I showed the film to a lot more people multiple times. And I gotta say, bro, some of the criticisms were pretty they burnt hard, man. It's tough, you know. Especially one guy, I forgot his name. Bomi. If you're watching, bro, you're probably not, but shout out to you. Yeah, sometimes you gotta see like some criticisms that we got were mostly on the writing side, as in like, you know, it needed to be more political and more integrated to the social dynamics and stuff, and which I didn't really think about. I just made a film, you know. I was like, you know what, robbers, and you know, but you know, it really did open my eyes. Okay, you know what, I might have something more to tell as an artist, you know. It doesn't have to just be a genre film, you know. It doesn't just have to be a tribute to a certain style of film. I might have a different voice in me, right? So that's one thing that I gained from the criticisms, right? From the criticisms I gained as an immigrant too, as a South Asian, and someone who, you know, who has seen different political ideologies happen in Sri Lanka and even in here. I might have a different voice when it comes to film. So that opened my eyes. Okay, I was like, okay, now maybe in the next film we'll delve deeper on that side. That's a criticism that I accepted and took. And the other one was a praise on my filmmaking and how I just knew how to make a genre film. You know, the sense of genre, the fun of genre is there. You know, and I was like, thank you. That's great. You know, that's great. That's great to hear. And then I understood that, okay, you know what I need to do is bring that social element, bring that more deeper writing and character and the world building into the genre, and deliver the fun of the genre as well, you know. So it's got to be a mixture of both. So I was contemplating on leaving genre films before I made Midnight, because I felt like all my other contemporary indie filmmakers were making dramas and about, you know, the immigrant situation, you know, the Asian Canadian relationships and such. And I was here making movies about cowboys, you know, like cowboys and detectives and shit. And I was like, you know what, maybe I'm over my head, and it's not the thing that people should be making. But then after this movie, I realized, no, you know what, genre is my thing. You know, I can make a goddamn great Western, you know? I can make a great Western film. I can make a thriller. I can make a detective film. You know, I can make a horror film. I just know genre, you know? That's my thing. So instead of doing an homage or like a tribute, simply a tribute, I gotta push the genre, reinvent it in the next film. So that's my goal. So I think criticisms are good. Some are bad, you know. Some are. It's hard to accept it because you know you really love the film that you made. You know, you really think it's great. You know,
So
but
do you
then
accept all criticism? 'Cause, like some can't you tell like the people dislike you?
some of the criticisms, like, you know, some people said like the characters were swearing too much. I'm like,
Yeah, like,
you know what?
that's
Like,
not.
Thank you. You know, you can't be like, you know, but you give me thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the topic. And the other ones, you got to defend that film. You know, you got to be like, no, you know what? That's what you thought.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you thought. That's not what I thought.
Mm.
Oh, I made this. And you got to be able to have a strong footing where you defend the film, saying like, this is what I was going after, and I achieved it. The problem comes when when you don't have that answer. When you say, oh wow, you know, this is what I want to do, but it just didn't come across the way I wanted it to. Then it's a failure, you know.
Yeah.
But to me, what I wanted to do with the film, which was personal to me, that side I was happy with, you know. But there's certain things that people say, oh, you know, you should have done this. I'm like, but I didn't.
It's your choice.
But I didn't, right? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, oh, you should have had this. You should have done this. No, but I didn't. So that, you know, that's different. So it's tricky, man. It's tricky on what criticisms that you should take and what you shouldn't. There's great examples of, you know, filmmakers who, you know, take great film criticisms and they make an even greater film the next time, you know. And there's filmmakers who, you know, a criticism might destroy them, you know. And
Yeah, that's the big thing, right? Like,
yeah. Certain films, there's you know, there's cases where
people put everything
you put everything into it, and a bad review could destroy a film. People would not go see it. It would flop at the box office. It could be the end of the director's career, right?
Yeah.
And that can happen. That can very much happen. But even then, you got to be able to say, you know what? No, this was a great film, and I made it. And there's great examples like, and I am in no way comparing my work to William Friedkin. One day I will make a movie like that, but not yet. I'm still a young guy. I'm only 25. William Friedkin's Sorcerer is a 1970. I'm gonna have to fact check this, bro. 77 maybe.
Okay.
It came out around the same year as Star Wars, and this was the guy who won the best director for The Exorcist. Everyone knows the film. It's a world famous classic, The Exorcist. And then before that, he won. They won the best director for The French Connection, and then he made The Exorcist, which won the best picture. So French Connection, The Exorcist, and this is his third film in one decade, right? And the 70s was the greatest decade for movies in American cinema.
Really?
1970s, yeah. Well, that's a different conversation.
More than the 90s?
90s is close, but 70s were the peak. Yeah, 90s were really good too, though.
90s were good.
We're talking about that. We'll talk about that too. That's a whole different topic, bro. But yeah, I mean, William Friedkin was the hottest director, one of the hottest directors in that decade, and he was given full creative freedom, unlimited budget, right? Not unlimited, like a huge budget. Whatever you want to do, you just do it. You're William Friedkin. You did The French Connection. Go. You know, just do it,
Yeah.
right? And he had the great actors. He had a great script. And he was making a movie about these exiles who are running away from law in this South American jungle village that they're in hell. They're basically in hell. You know, they're not getting paid. They're getting shit pay, and these guys are just there to live, because if they go back to their countries, they're dead, right? And they get a free ticket home. Is to deliver explosives on a truck in this great terrain, this incredible jungle where it's a rainforest. There's like, bro, this is not a place you want to drive, you know. And even the slightest bump would explode, right? So they gotta change. They gotta take these explosives in from point A to point B. That's the plot. That's it. But it's such a visceral piece of filmmaking. It's insane. It's one of the greatest films ever made. But when it came out, people hated it. People hated that film. and it killed the career of that director. He never made a movie till the 80s, and he just wasn't the same anymore, you know. And it flopped at the box office because Star Wars came out. People were like, Star Wars, bro. You know, to be fair, Star Wars is a cultural phenomenon, you know, but it's still around. So it's just bad timing. So things can happen. But even now, if you see an interview with him, he knew, and he told me, you know, I'm happy that people are finally accepting the film I made, because I knew this was the best film I've made. Oh, right. Yeah. He knew that was the best film he has ever made. You know, even though when people were ripping it apart. So to have that kind of confidence and outlook towards one of your works that's another success that I would chase for. You know, to be fully happy with something that you made, that you're convinced that no, this is, you know what, this is it. And this goes along with the ideas of Rick Rubin, who is a music producer and very music producer / guru, and has a really very insightful philosophy into the creative process. And he says the audience comes last, and the audience equals the critics as well. So when you create something, you're not making it for them. You're not making it for the audience. You're not making it to be a hit. You're not making it to please someone, a group of people. You're making it for yourself. Once you're completely happy with your work and it really comes out of you, then the audience will get it. Maybe not now, maybe in the future, maybe 10 years from now, they'll get it. But it's your job to make it great, make it damn good, you know? Yeah. But it's not your job to please other people, right? So
fair enough. Dude, I've been waiting to ask you this question. Yeah. Iconic question. What is your favorite movie? What is your favorite movie?
What is my favorite? Oh. Yeah, crack open the Coke, man. For this one, you have to. Yeah. My favorite movie is Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. When I first watched Vertigo, I thought it was good. It's a classic, you know. It's a classic film, and it's an old film, and it's like one of those films that you gotta watch. Like, yeah, you have to watch Vertigo, bro. You haven't seen Vertigo, like yeah. So you have to watch Vertigo. So I watched it. I liked it, and a year later, I don't know. Maybe it's the things that were happening in my life. Maybe it was me evolving as an artist. It just kept replaying in my head. You know, it was asking for me to rewatch it. And I rewatched it, and in that rewatch, when I watched it on that rewatch, that changed the way I looked at the film, and it created this deep personal connection with me within me to that film. And maybe it's the fact that I love the idea of these you know, characters who are drawn to something and this feeling of longing to obtain someone, but not quite getting it, you know, and that theme is something that was apparent in Midnight Boulevard as well. But just the way the film is constructed and the structure of it and the score, one of the best musical scores for a film ever, and all the combinations of it is why Vertigo is my favorite film, and something that I would always go back to, sort of like, you know, get like a blueprint of how to make a great thriller, a psychological thriller, and a great character piece. That's the other thing. There's a lot of great directors that I like who make amazing thrillers, including, you know, Brian De Palma. But I don't think any of those films have the gravity of the character in that film, The Vertigo, played by James Stewart's character. His character in that film is the driving force of the film, you know. Even though it's a psychological thriller, there's like a very elaborate plot happening. It doesn't matter, you know. You're just so drawn to this character. So I think that's like a golden example of like how to make a great plot with a great character, and you don't just have to make a thriller just for the sake of a thriller. The character has to come first, you know. You got to really understand the character. So it's I think I would forever spend my life trying to replicate the feeling that I got from Vertigo. You know, another shout out to movies, The Lion King, greatest Disney movie ever made, for sure. Jurassic Park is the reason why I'm a filmmaker, I would say, easily. My dad used to tell me bedtime stories of this movie, right? Jurassic Park. He would tell me, a group of scientists go to this island and they go to this park and they see these dinosaurs and then dinosaurs break out. I'm like, oh, and I was like 3 years old, bro. I was 3 years old, and when he was telling me the story, I'm imagining it. I'm making that movie in my head.
Yeah.
I'm making Jurassic Park dinosaurs and scientists. And I remember vividly, my dinosaurs were yellow.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why, but my dinosaurs were yellow, and my dad would get me these Play-Doh, and I would make dinosaurs out of the Play-Doh. So I would make dinosaurs. I would make the park out of Play-Doh. I would imagine the dinosaurs and the story all before I saw the movie, right?
Okay.
And then finally, I was old enough to see the movie. I don't know when, but I saw it when I was very young, too young. It blew me away, man.
Oh.
It changed me into a dinosaur fan. I was like Ross Geller from the Friends show, like I was like a dinosaur nut. I had books about dinosaurs. I knew every single kind of dinosaur. It's surprising that I'm not a paleontologist right now, Something happened, so I diverted into art. But Steven Spielberg's Jurassic Park is like one of those childhood movies that really changed the way I saw film. Whenever I rewatch it, it still holds up. So Vertigo might be my personal favorite right now as a director, But Jurassic Park, man.
Jurassic. So that's top 3. Vertigo, Lion King, Jurassic Park.
Well, you can't do that. Come on. Vertigo, Jurassic Park, and I would throw in Blowout by Brian De Palma. That's great.
Have you seen Eyes Wide Shut?
I have, yes.
What do you think about
Stanley Kubrick's film. Well, I haven't rewatched it in a while, and it's been a while since I've seen it. Maybe at least 5 years, So.
What do you think about that film?
I thought it was a strange film.
Yeah.
A lot of I know the lore behind it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact that he passed away after showing the full cut of the film to the studio executives, and then they recut the film. You know about that?
Yeah.
They recut the film. Which is very strange. And honestly, seeing what's happening in Hollywood right now with Diddy and all these celebrities.
I don't believe those parties exist, though. There's definitely.
Huh?
I genuinely believe those parties exist, though. Like,
yeah, I believe.
Eyes Wide Shut.
Right,
parties.
right. Well, I didn't really care about the Hollywood, the mechanics of it, or the social mechanics of it, and the celebrity thing.
You don't think celebrity is good?
No. I didn't care about it. I didn't care enough to follow on these celebrities. I just cared about movies. You know what I mean? But like seeing how the industry is makes me realize like, is this where you were trying to go? Like, is this where we're trying to go? Like, can you just, and it makes me think like, you have to go into this horrid industry to and be with these people to make it. What is making it in this art
dark,
form?
Man, it's dark.
It is dark, and seeing how I think this could just turn into a Diddy conversation, but it's always a scapegoat, right? It's always like, oh shit, yeah, him. Everyone point at him, and then I'm not saying he's innocent, but he is guilty. But there's more people guilty. It's the whole system, And there's people been saying about this stuff for ages, about pedophilia and all that, and seeing everything come to light in this day and age, and even with Harvey Weinstein's Me Too case. And then going back and seeing Eyes Wide Shut, where you can't just lock the film away, Yeah. You got Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, the hottest, the most famous couple at that time in the movie. You can't just lock a film away that big, So you can't just imagine the amount of things that they cut. And even though they cut so much, there's still so much to dissect there,
Yeah, this might get cut, but have you ever seen anything like that? Like, the dark side? Like,
no.
You know how people like sell their souls? Or like...
Not yet, man.
Not yet?
Not yet. I'm just a guy. We're
like
just...
In that industry, have you met people like that or interacted with people who like sell their souls and shit? Who have... Or is the director industry or the celebrity industry actually like how they describe it to be?
I think, well, again, we got to reiterate the point where, we're not quite in the Hollywood, realm yet.
Yeah.
So, but what I've noticed by, especially with playing more music this past year, I played with a lot of bands, and in the Sri Lankan community, and even with filmmaking and seeing how people work. I think there are people who impose bad things and who bully people, who control people in the industry. The people who have power, like who have power, right?
Yeah.
Who have power over other people. And there's two paths that you can take as an artist. It's the people that bend down to those and enable them, and then they get success in return, which means they get into that circle.
Yeah.
And then there's people who say, you know what? No, it might take longer for me than you, but I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna do it the hard way. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be so good that you can't cut me out. I'm gonna be so good that you can't. I might not be in your circle, but you just can't ignore me, man.
I don't think it's as easy as that though. Like if they know you're talented, they want you like crazy, right? Like they would. It's not like, oh, I don't think that's the thing. I don't want that. No thanks. It's
people
like
aren't saying
they would force you, or like they'll threaten you. Don't you think it's like that?
Well,
I'll kill your family if you don't.
Well, I've seen like I've seen smaller communities, right? Smaller communities where there's bullies and there's people out there who are running the whole thing, right? That's a community. Let's say it's a example community, and they have shows and programs and movies and whatever. And there's only like 5 people up at the top who are organizing and running all the things. If you're favorable for them, if they like you, then you'll continue to be in that field. But
exactly, yeah.
But let's say you say, you know what? No. I'm not gonna go to your interview, or I'm not gonna go to this. I'm not gonna go to this. I'm gonna be like, you know what? I don't want to work with assholes like you. I don't want to be my own person. They will cut you out. They will blacklist you in a way, and either spreading a rumor or spreading a lie about you, or
try to ruin your career.
I'm saying this is what I've seen on the lower levels of just smaller communities. I'm saying this is the same thing that's happening in Hollywood.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's just the bigger thing, And if you think about Hollywood, think about like, people dying of drug overdoses. How many people die? Like good people, like like Prince or like Michael Jackson or something. Like there's people like people just die. You know what I mean? Some people just die at the most, very specific time. You know what I mean? Like maybe they've spoken up against something and then they're gone. I think it's a dark world out there.
I think there's more dark than people think.
For sure, absolutely. I think Hollywood is not like a fairyland. It's not. It's far from.
Definitely people who they like more, get more work, probably like, or the people who bow down more. And no, but like, I genuinely think it's like, if they think you're talented, they would like reach out to you and you have to join us. If not, will like kill you. Don't you think it's like that? Like, well, what's your thoughts on that? I don't think it's like, oh, they'll cut you off. They'll probably even kill you to an extent.
I can't comment on that. I don't know if I can't comment because I don't know. I haven't been there, not yet at least. Maybe in the future I will, and then I'll come back to this podcast, Soni podcast, and then we'll reveal it, and then they'll cancel me, and then I'm done. That's what will happen. Yeah, my career's over. So, yeah, man, it's that's something also like I've been thinking about is like, is it possible to be in the industry while not going into the industry like the Hollywood industry? Like, can you just make movies independently and still be someone like, you get to make movies, at that level, you just get to make movies, and it might not be like a Oscar that you get, but you're still getting to make that film and in an independent setting. And there's a lot of great directors who just make independent films, but they're not in the Hollywood system, right? So it's a choice that you have to make. Like, do you want that glamour? Do you want that Hollywood lifestyle? Or do you follow a more independent process and you just be an independent artist in that sense? That's a topic for another stage of my life. But for now, I'm at a place where you got to get those skill sets ready for when that phone call rings, saying, "We got $5 million. You have a movie. Are you ready?" Yes, I am. As of now, there's work to do. So
time and place, man. Place, bro.
There you go.
But yeah, man, it's crazy. The whole Eyes Wide Shut movie, when I even first saw it, like, kind of freak me out a little bit. Like, I genuinely think there are parties like that where they do rituals. Like, they're so distant from society. Like, they have all the money in the world. Like, they don't need to interact with you. They don't need to do anything. They just do weird shit like that, right? Like, they can do anything. Yeah. Like, they kill people for fun or something, you know?
That's what power gives you, right? Yeah. It gives you an opportunity to sort of turn on that animalistic side of humans with no consequences, right? Yeah. They literally don't have consequences of if they're like that, then they have no consequence, right? Like, it's all happening under closed doors, right? So imagine having that kind of power, having that kind of pull, having that kind of status, and having that kind of closed door aspect that you can just do whatever you want. People turn into animals, you know? So honestly, I think the idea of the celebrity should be dead by now, but it's not dying. I don't know why, because people are still obsessed about Tom Holland and proposing to Zendaya and all that shit. Like, you know, like we gotta, after seeing all of this, I was hoping that celebrity
people worship these guys.
You know, they have no right to go to an award show and lecture us about society, you know? Lecture us about, like, oh, this is how you should live, this is how you should, you know, like, bro, shut up. Like, you know, and it's like those I can't say his last name, Ricky Gervais. Like, how do you say the Ricky Gervais? Like the comedian. He does like the Golden Globe award show ceremonies, and he just shits on all the celebrities there, and you can see their faces, you know, and seeing what they've been up to now, and it makes sense. He wasn't lying. He was literally just saying the truth, you know. You guys are all a bunch of pedophiles or something. So Hollywood is that, you know. So even he said, like, just come here, grab your award, thank your agent, just step outside, you know. Just don't give us the preaching stuff, you know. Just shut up, you know. So I think the idea of, like, celebrity-ness should die. Like, you know, these are just people. These are just people. So devoid of any responsibility that a normal person has, and so powerful to the point that they can do anything they want and they would get no repercussions of it. And in a way, they have unlimited money and power. When unlimited money and power equals, you know.
I see concerts and, like, people are, like, crying, and, like, it means so much to them to just see someone perform. Like, they're literally worshiping the guy. Like, I don't understand that. It's crazy, man. Like, people start crying. Yeah. You're in the nosebleed seats, bro. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't know who you are. Yeah. And this is
that's different. I think. I mean, like, it's more of like a
connection. Okay. And
like the artist to audience connection is different. Celebrity worship is different, I think. I think the fact that people are the fact that they believe that they have influence over us is the problem. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, and that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think the fact that they can lecture us and they would think, like, oh yeah, you know, if I say it, damn, you know, like, we gotta listen. Yeah. You know, like, how could you possibly stand up on a stage and speak to us after what happened? You know, like, that industry enabled people like Diddy, Harvey Weinstein to exist for years. You know. But it won't change. That's what I'm trying to say. It won't change. That is the system. It happens in the lower levels. It happens in the offices. It happens in the universities. It happens among smaller communities. It happens in Hollywood, man. It's like, it's levels, you know? Yeah. It's not going to change. It's who we are, humans. That's just how it is. It's not going to change. The thing is that as individuals, you gotta try to see through it. And if you're a creator, you gotta pick a path, you know? Who am I gonna be? You know, am I gonna be a preacher for the elite and get the goods? You know, and that's, to me, selling your soul to the devil. That is the devil.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not a devil, you know, in the crossroads. You know, it's the devil is the industry. So,
I agree, 100%. I agree.
That's it.
They sell their souls, man.
Cheers to that, bro.
Bro. It's time for How to Philosophy. You ready?
Yeah.
Alright, let's do it. Guys, How to Philosophy time.
Okay.
Alright, let's do it.
Do red rooms exist?
This is
This
a
is
good
good?
question. This is a good question. We're talking about similar to this, you know.
I'm not well versed in this. Please
Okay.
give me an intro.
I'll tell you. All right. So red rooms. It's similar. It's what people say. It's in the dark web, right? So it's a live broadcast. So let's say there's a guy sitting on a chair. There's a live broadcast going on, and someone would type in the chat, 10 Bitcoin, cut his finger off. Someone would come and cut the guy's finger off. So it's literally how I was talking about. Like the eyes wide shut. People are so distant from society. People are so powerful that they resort to watching things like that and doing things like that. So do you think things like that exist? A broadcaster. Yeah.
Weirdly enough, this reminds me of a movie called Videodrome. Videodrome. Let me see if I get this. I gotta fact check this. You know, can't be lying here, bro.
Of course.
Videodrome movie. Yes, there we go. Videodrome, 1983, directed by Cronenberg, Mr. David Cronenberg, Canadian director. David Cronenberg's Videodrome is a movie. I'll talk about the speech right now. The plot. Also, David Cronenberg is known for his body horror subgenre. He's a very philosophical filmmaker, and he would sort of go about talking about these philosophical and very out there topics by using horror films, but more of like body horror, where like people deform themselves into creatures or other things,
Yeah.
So he really sees the body as the way to tell the story. Very interesting filmmaker. Not my cup of tea, but hey, some people love him. I don't. As the president of a tragic TV channel, Max Wren, played by James Woods, is desperate for new programming to attract viewers. When he happens upon Videodrome, a TV show dedicated to gratuitous torture and punishment. So this TV channel shows torture and punishment, the real shit. Max sees a potential hit and broadcasts the show on his channel. However, after his girlfriend auditions for the show and never returns, Max investigates the truth behind Videodrome and discovers that the graphic violence may not be as fake as he thought. This came out in 1983.
Wow.
And now we're here in 2025. Mr. Arham Ismaili is asking a similar question. Do red rooms exist? Interestingly enough, the rooms in this movie were red too.
There was another movie. It was a Bollywood movie. It's called Table 21. Have you heard about it?
No.
So basically, I'm gonna spoil the movie, but
Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it.
We just get you don't know the spoiler. You know the ending of this movie. Just give like a.
Oh, are you gonna watch it?
I mean, Table 21.
Do you? Okay. Yeah, Table 21.
Table
Bollywood
21.
movie.
Thriller adventure. Table 21. While on a fully paid trip to Fiji, the financially struggling Vivan and Sia are offered a chance to participate in a game show offering a huge cash prize. As the game progresses, the tasks and questions become increasingly challenging. Well,
The plot twist at that movie, I think.
well,
top,
don't say.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it, but top 3 best plot twists I've ever seen. Top 3.
Guys, unpopular opinion. By saying that the movie has a plot twist is you're sort of ruining the twist.
What do you mean, bro?
Because you're subconsciously expecting a twist. Like let's say Get Out. Okay, Get Out. There's a twist at the end, right?
Yeah.
You've seen the movie.
I haven't watched the whole thing. I'm sorry. I haven't seen so many movies. Okay, anyways, go. Fight Club.
Fight Club. Fight Club. Everyone knows it. Fight Club. Right? Let's say you have no idea about it. It's like, bro, Fight Club, bro, the twist is gonna be insane, right? You're thinking about all the possible scenarios of the twist now.
I love that.
No.
They're both different experiences, bro.
I don't think so, bro. I think you gotta be for a movie like Fight Club, you just gotta go in. Like Matrix. I would love to erase my mind and just watch Matrix from the start.
Okay.
Just like not know nothing. You just watch it's just like a regular office movie. Wait, hold up. Whoa, what the heck? Red pill, blue pill, what? Whoa. Bullet time, like what? And then,
But
So-
watch the movie. I'm sorry I said that to you,
But yeah, I'll watch it.
Watch
But
it,
yeah,
it's
the point
pretty-
is, do red rooms exist? You know, with the world, with the way the world is going right now, and with what's come out of Hollywood, it's a no. I mean,
100%.
100%, bro, 100%. You know, that might be soft. The fact that, you know, people are paying people to watch torture, like, that might be stopped. That might be soft compared to, like, the other shit. Like, think about human trafficking that's happening around the world. And I forget the name of the movie, but there's a recent movie that came out about human trafficking, and it's like a very very powerful movie. And this was a movie that Hollywood really tried to blacklist, and they tried to get this canceled. You know, this movie canceled. Unfortunately, the movie is not. It's not. I should have written this down, but yeah, this movie. It's so there's like, you know, there's films that try to like sort of unravel what's going on in Hollywood, you know. But honestly, like you know, there are certain things that in the world that, you know, these days, especially like with what's going on, and what I've been seeing, I think this is like, you know, it's a no-brainer, you know. There's a really dark world out there that we ignorance is bliss. Sometimes, you know.
So, have you know about the dark web at all?
I don't. I would like to.
So like, they say that the red room is on the dark web.
Right.
Like, that's what they say. But a lot of people say like it can be, because it cannot like process that at that speed, because like the dark web is like super slow, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, like really, really slow. So it won't be able, like, there's a whole theory about that it can't even be. It's not it might exist, but not on the dark web.
Does the dark web exist?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
And how do you get into this dark web?
There's ways. There's Tor, that's one of the browsers, and Onion Tor, that's one of the browsers to get onto the dark web. And you need like a VPN. You need like, I know people who like went to Starbucks, got their Wi-Fi, had a VPN, and like, I don't know if I believe them. Like, it's just stories, right? Like, anyone who says who they went on the dark web
Probably lying.
probably are lying,
Yeah.
right? Like, very, very few people went on the dark web. And
Really?
yeah, I feel like no one you meet every single day has been on the dark web. Like, I think you can count on your hands out of every connection that you have who's actually been on the dark web. But it's crazy. Like, on the dark, think of dark web like the dark side of Google, right? There could be anything there, like, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I think the whole terrorist organizations communicate through that too, right? Because yeah, like Taliban and stuff, they all communicate through that. And what else was I about to say? Yeah, it's just, think of it like the unfiltered side of it. And okay, the person who I know, he went on the dark web, right? And that person said that like he wanted to see if there's any information of him on the dark web. So like, apparently there was an area where you could type out your name, and then you could see everything about you on the dark web. And he didn't do it because he was scared. If he typed it out, maybe like, see, everyone can see what you're typing, right? So maybe everyone who is watching would be on to him now, right? Like, he wasn't, like, he was scared to do that. So yeah. But it's I didn't explain it too well right now, but yeah, it's really, really dark. Think of it like the dark side. Google as, it's like Google is what, like 10% of the actual internet, or sorry, of the browser, and dark web is probably like the other 90%. Like, it's dark, bro. It's dark. There's anything you could find on there.
Really?
Yeah, like literal people like killing themselves, shooting themselves, killing other people, like literal gore. And it's crazy. And like, I had friends who, like, since they've seen it, like, they couldn't handle the fact at all. Like, it messes with them, like, mentally. Like, they got, like, a random number would send, like, I have a friend, random number would send him a video like that, and he saw it, and it like stayed with them. Like it's so gory, like people literally shooting themselves, right? And they would end up sending it to other people because it happened to me. Oh, now I gotta share it.
Yeah.
So I don't get why they do that, but it's crazy, man. Like I know people who are like mentally disturbed by that. Like imagine a random number just sending you a video like that and you watching it. How about supernatural things in Sri Lanka? Like have you ever seen anything yourself? Like I'm sure there is.
I haven't seen it, but there's probably
Like in that forest or like, bro, compared to especially the western side of the world, there's probably a lot. Like Asia in general, it's like there's so many people who die from the war and they don't get like buried or cremated. But do you believe in ghosts?
I think there's a world that we don't see.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of things that science is figuring out. It's the way I see it is this way. There are certain things that humans figured out through culture, through rituals or religion and customs, superstitions.
Mm-hmm.
That they figured out throughout throughout all those hundreds of years, right? And then science came along. Science is a new religion, science.
Yeah.
Science is a way to make sense of the world around us, to me at least. Make sense of how we are, make sense of how the body works, make sense of the atom or the solar system. We're literally starting from scratch, from zero till whatever we are right now, right? We're still learning.
Yeah.
We're still trying to learn the world through science, right?
Yeah.
But the stuff that Buddha has said.
You're Buddhist, right?
Yeah, I'm Buddhist.
Okay.
Stuff that Buddha has said about how don't go searching for the universe. There's no end. Buddha said that, how many, 2,500 years ago, right? 2,500 years ago is when Buddha passed away, right? So there are certain things that Buddha has said, and in Buddhism, to me, more than the religion, there's a science that nobody has really cracked, and only a few people have, because it's so complicated that it's literally Buddha said there's something smaller than the atom, and we found out about that there's something smaller than the atom quite recently, right?
Yeah.
And there's a whole concept called the Abhidharma, right? So dharma is the more general teaching of his teachings, right? And then there's the Abhidharma, which is the science of it, which explains the energies between people, right? Scientifically explains the energies between people, right? And this is something that I wanted to study, incorporate into my life, into my filmmaking, and into music, everything, and it's something that I haven't cracked. It's a different podcast, bro. Like the level of detail that and I'm not talking this as religion. It's not about you gotta do this, you gotta do this, you gotta protect
I
this.
heard Buddhism is more of like a philosophy rather than a religion. I had a worker who used to work with me, and we would literally talk about
You
deep
can talk about Buddhism as a philosophy, but I think that's undermining it. It's not a philosophy. It's a science, bro.
It's a science.
Science. The way, because the general teaching is a philosophy. It's a philosophical way of living.
Yeah.
But the more complicated way is literally explaining how the world works.
But is it a god? Is Buddha a god?
God.
It's not
Just
a
a
god.
human.
He's just a human.
Buddha's a
He's
human.
okay.
Buddha's a human being who attained that level of understanding of the world. That's the thing. That's what Nibbana is, right? That's what Nirvana is for him. Buddha understood how the world works. That's literally it. That's it, right? So it's only it's too complicated for a lot of people to understand. And I always say, like, bro, there's so many people who go to the temple, like we don't nobody knows the real Buddhism. That's the thing. Nobody knows the real Buddhism. It's very hard to understand.
How do you define it as a religion? Like, does it have to have a god for it to be a religion? Like, is it a religion?
It has to be a religion for it to survive.
Okay.
Everything has to be a religion.
So, like, for example, let me say Hinduism, right?
Yeah.
Compared to like Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Why is Greek mythology a mythology and not a religion? They both have gods like that, right?
No, that's the thing. Religion to me, a religion survives because of the people who.
I mean, people follow Greek
who
mythology.
worships it. Worshipping is the core idea of religion. Buddhism has no teaching about worshipping. Worshipping was made to maintain Buddhism as a religion. Without that religion aspect, without worshipping, without people worshipping, without people going to the temple, without people doing all these religious things, right? Like worshipping, I'm saying, not religious thing, not the philosophy, worshipping. You know, it wouldn't exist. It wouldn't last. You know, it wouldn't last because that really small group of people who would try to understand the science behind what Buddha said. Like, bro, what do you do with that? It's an existential crisis. Once you learn it, you lose hope about life. You get to a point where you like nothing matters, right? So that's the dark side. You know, that's the more complicated side.
You're still trying to explore yourself, right? Yeah.
I can't call myself Buddhist.
Yeah.
I don't think I can because I would be doing a disservice to his teachings because I know I don't know anything about it. You know, I only know the religious side.
But like, if you're saying Greek mythology is not a religion, right?
Yeah.
It's a mythology, but people still worship those gods, Zeus and stuff, right?
Do they?
They do, in Greece at least.
Yeah.
But why is that not a religion, right?
But Greek mythology, for me, again, that's another thing that I want to read about for storytelling because Greek mythology is more of a retelling of the history that they know through these Greek characters. You know, these Greek those are great stories. You know, even Christopher Nolan's about to make a Greek mythology film, the Odyssey, right? By Homer, right? So those are epics, right? Those are epics. Those are timeless stories that people tell time and time again about the history that happened before, right? The ancient civilizations and the ancient history and all that stuff told through these mythic characters, right? You know, and it's not fair to say it's a religion, you know.
So Hinduism is.
It's not a teaching, you know.
Hinduism's like that too, though.
Hinduism has some teachings on a big worshipping culture. Big worshipping culture. Big worshiping. Probably the biggest worshipping culture of any religion, right?
Yeah.
Probably. Like you just go to a wedding, bro. Just go to a Hindu wedding. Like, see how it is, right? So.
What do you say? Big worshipping? What do you mean? Like.
Big worshipping, as in like the extravagant worshipping styles. You know, like the festivities and the culture surrounding Hinduism, right? Like. Holi, Diwali, and all these like lights, you know, and color, the way they dress. There's a big culture surrounding that religion, right?
You seen Incantation, the film? The horror movie.
I haven't. No.
Bro, what are you doing?
Incantation.
How are you not watching that? You gotta watch that movie, bro. The horror movie. It's about Buddhism. I mean, it has Buddhism too.
Incantation, horror documentary. Damn.
Dude, that movie was scary. I think that's the scariest movie I've ever seen. That's a wild comment. Ever seen. My brother didn't tell you about this one? No. He told me about this and I watched it. And bro, I've never been actually scared in a movie like that. Really? Like this, had the lights off and I was like, oh shit. You know, like it was actually scary. And I don't know, when religion comes into a movie, it becomes so much more scary, bro. Like, the devotion, the dedication, and this one is all Buddhism, man. Bro, it's scary, bro. It's like about a daughter who gets cursed. And
damn. Well, I'll watch the trailer. Check this out.
But bro, you gotta watch that movie.
I'll check, bro. I'm not a big fan of horror, man. I get scared easily, bro. I get scared easily, bro.
You gotta make a horror movie.
Yeah. But
I heard like whenever people make horror movies, like on the sets of the actual horror movies, a lot of
crazy shit happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been you know, it also markets the movie pretty well too. You know, you say
just
like
saying that.
Just saying that, like The Omen, people were dying, or like, you know, The Exorcist.
Yeah.
They're dealing with some devil shit. You know what I mean? Like they're summoning some bad spirits, bad vibes there. You know, you have to, right?
Yeah.
So you know, it can't happen if you're a religious person. It's not a holy movie. You know, The Exorcist is a very, very dark, very sad, somber, devilish movie. You know. And
have you seen Smile?
No.
Bro, you haven't
I've seen the first one. Yeah, I've seen. I haven't seen the second.
Did you
one.
like it?
Smile was pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it in theaters. The
But
first
like
day it came
The
out.
Exorcist is like that. You see, religion, bro. You know, religion
It makes
horror
it
is like
so, it just makes it so much more scary, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but it just makes it scary. Like that movie especially.
it makes it scary because it makes you question faith.
Yeah.
That's what it makes you question yourself.
No,
if
but
you're-
it
if
makes
you're-
you question the fact that those people actually believe in that. So
No,
there's
the
a
thing
reason.
is with movies like The Exorcist or movies like that where they have a set of beliefs that you might share in the world, right? They have a set of beliefs. This is how the world works. This is how the religion works. This is how people work, and then it breaks down in this presence of this supernatural being or situation, right? And that's the scary part. They have nowhere to go. They're completely alone. Because think about this: when you lose everything, for most people, all you have is religion. You know, and when you have everything, for most people, you have religion. You know, when you have everything, you have money, but you need something's missing. Something's missing. Where is it? It's in the religion. That's why a lot of people go to Buddhist temples and stuff. You know, they're very rich. You know, you see the people that go to Buddhist temples, very wealthy people, bro. But they need to find a way to make themselves happy because these materialistic things, the Maserati or the this house, this house, it's not doing anything for them. But they get that through religion, right?
Yeah.
So when
Yeah,
people,
that's the positive way of thinking. Other people, they sell their souls, right? Like
yeah,
to the money, to the people. But yeah, if you're actually, that's the ideal life. You know, being religious and having everything. That's the ideal life, bro. That's the ideal life. Bro, but you gotta watch that movie. Incantation.
I'll take it. It's thanks for the recommendation.
Yeah, it is actually scary. Watch it with the lights off.
That's a big ask, bro. You know.
Okay. 11:07.
11:07.
You gotta head soon? Or
I gotta head to bed soon. We got a long day tomorrow.
really? Film?
Oh, I'm in school, bro.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Doing my master's at Faculty of Music, so
How's that?
it's good. It's great.
I
It's
heard
going
the
good.
higher you get, the more lenient the professors are.
For sure. Yeah, they're like friends, you know. Yeah, they're like friends. They say the F word and they swear, and you know, it's very very collaborative, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in that sense. But yeah, shout out to all my folks at U of T. UFT, man.
Alright, bro. Thank you for coming on the platform, bro. The biggest guest yet. Even the last one was pretty big too. the biggest guest yet, man. Like a big name, definitely. If you search him up on, if you just search up his name, you can see. Bro. Wait, what's it called? IMDb.
IMDb, yeah.
Yeah, IMDb. Yeah, I was searching up your name, man. It was actually on it.
It popped up,
It
yeah.
popped up. I was like, yeah, that's actually crazy. But yeah, bro, thank you. This was actually a fire podcast. We talked about religion.
Yeah.
Talked about.
Wish we could. Yeah, there's some more to talk about, man. You know, let's you know, especially about film history or like how society reflects the films that are being made. There's a lot of conversations that we can have about that. Maybe one day, you know, we'll.
You should come back, bro.
Well, yeah, for sure, man. I would love to. You know, I want to see this grow. I want to see Arham's podcast grow, and I want to see people grow as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see students grow, and that's where our sponsor for this video comes in. Get your students to grow at your own house through Move Tutor. Move Tutor, we bring the tutor to you, and whether it's online or in person, we bring the best tutors in the Durham region or the Scarborough areas to you. And from grades 1 to 12 in math, English, or science, Move Tutor will, our philosophy is to make your child thrive at the best place that they can be, and which is the home, which is the happiest place that they can be in. So choose Move Tutor, choose a good future for your child. We're happy to help. And Arham's brother and I, we've been in the teaching field for close to 6-7 years, and we're just happy to launch this new company called Move Tutor. We're here to help. Right, Arham?
Yes, sir. That's our first sponsorship on Soni podcast. But no, actually, it's a really good business. I really struggle at math. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a math guy. I'm an English guy, but my brother and him helped me a lot. I got a 95 right now. I
There you go.
95, and I got
Testimonials.
I got into my unis. So if you want to do
Congratulations.
the same, thank you. If you want to do the same, go to Move Tutor. Gotta move Tutor.
Move Tutor. And Arham, good luck with your studies. I want to see you as a director. Sorry, as a detective. Both D's. I want to end this by saying, please watch detective movies. 7, Zodiac. You gotta watch these movies, bro. Come on.
Okay.
Next time I come, like you gotta be like.
Bro, like I just don't have time for movies. You know, like I know I say that, but like.
That was me, bro.
Guy.
Like it is tough.
You're saying that because you see the art in it. Like you see an art in the movie, they're like, oh, this guy took this way of making that movie. This guy made the movie taking this approach. You see the different approaches. Me, like I don't see that. I just see it for knowledge.
For knowledge. Well, there you go. Get the knowledge for your detective stuff, bro. It's great. You know, you might be facing stuff like that in the future. You know. So yeah, Zodiac. You know, you'll probably read about those cases in your school. Zodiac and 7, good movies. Arham, best of luck, man. You got a bright future.
Thank you, bro.
You're a great person, and thank you for having me, and thank you for everyone for listening.
Right,
for
guys,
this
podcast episode 7. We're out.
There you go. Peace.